Good evening, everyone. Watching this live stream from the channel Sony's tutorial classes. My regular students, come on, get on your jobs, start sharing the links wherever you can. And my new students today, let me first introduce to you what we actually do here. This is a regular class, 6 days a week, 8 o'clock Indian Standard Time. And we here learn vocabulary with the help of the book Norman Lewis. Norman Lewis, English Word Power Made Easy is a world famous book, and it is very popular among English language learners. They rely on this book to improve their vocabulary. So this is what we do here. So let's get started. Let me tell you one more thing. Actually, I have a question for all my Indian audiences. Guys, whenever you come across a new word, an unfamiliar word, what do you guys do? How do you learn new words, unfamiliar words? Do you go online? Do you go on the internet? What do you do to learn the meaning of an unfamiliar word? You will be able to see very soon the slide here. The weather is funny, it's pretty windy here. Looks like there is going to be a storm tonight, like last night. Yes, everything is fine. You guys can hear me, you guys can see me, right? Okay. All right then. Yes, you go on the internet and look for sentences. But a lot of students, they go online and they try and search the Hindi of those words. The words they do not understand. They look for the Hindi translation. This is the most common thing students in India do when they do not understand an English word. They simply jump to the Hindi translation of the word. Today, maybe you'll realize in this class today, in this live class today, you'll realize why it is not a smart thing to do. Somewhere in today's class, we'll come across some words where I will ask you to go online and search the Hindi of those words. And the Hindi available on the internet and the meaning I'll explain will not match. That will tell you that it is not a very reliable way of learning English vocabulary. Do not go for the translation of English words straight away. It is a smart idea, it is a good thing to do to learn the definition of that word. How that word is described in a dictionary with the help of simpler words, easy words. At least once read the definition and then try and understand the Hindi. At least you'll be able to see whether the Hindi matches the definition. Sometimes we'll come across a definition of a word and a different Hindi which will not match. Then you will know perhaps that's not the right Hindi for that word. So today's class is going to be a little interesting in this way, that you will realize why translating a word is not a very good idea. Okay? If we want to develop a good understanding of a word, we need to understand the definition of a word. Okay? Fine. So let's get started with question number 40. Where? 41? This is what we did yesterday. No, 46 actually. 46. 46 was the last one we did yesterday, a laconic reply. Hello everybody, hello. Let's get started now. Question number 47, right on your screen. Semantic confusion. What is a semantic confusion? There are 5 options for you. Semantic confusion. Relating to the meaning of words, pertaining to money, having to do with the emotions, or relating to mathematics, or caused by inner turmoil. What is a semantic confusion in your opinion? We did until 46 yesterday, so we are starting with 47 now. I guess nobody has a confusion with that. Hopefully today we'll wrap up all the 60 words, and tomorrow we'll start our session 1, personality types. It's going to be more fun than today, I'm sure about it. So guys, come on, tell me, what do you think a semantic confusion is? Okay, the right option here, semantic confusion, is related to the meaning of words. Now, what does it mean, semantic confusion? I've got a few examples for you which will help you understand the phrase better. I remember once what happened. It was about 10 years ago, okay? It was a new batch, new class, and I said to my students, all the new students of course, first day perhaps, that listen guys, we will not bother ourselves with learning. We will enjoy and learn English. This is what I said. We will enjoy and learn English. And next 2 days, what I noticed, there was this boy, he sat behind some girls and kept doing something silly, you know, which I could not really understand 100%, but I could see that he was not up to, you know, the task. He was not actually paying attention on what I was teaching. Then one girl complained to me that he was passing some sort of, you know, vulgar comments on them. And when I questioned that guy why he was doing so, you know what his response was? He said, sir, you said we will enjoy and learn English. So what happened here? Between that student and me, there was a semantic confusion. When I said we will enjoy and learn English, I had my own meaning of the word enjoy, and when he heard the word enjoy, he had his own meaning of the word enjoy. So what happens sometimes, semantic confusion arises when two people have different understanding of the same word. Then we see semantic confusion. Did that, you know, example help you? Now here is another funny example. There is this girl talking to a guy, you know, on the internet, and maybe on the phone she talks to him, and in a conversation one day somehow he asks if she likes him, and she says, yes, I like you. And next day that girl finds that boy sitting in the living room with her papa, and he is there with a proposal of marriage for her. So what she does, she just puts his arms, holds his arms and puts her out of the house and says, leave, okay? The father is all confused. He asks, what happened? She says, let's just say there was a semantic confusion between him and me. Now what is that semantic confusion? I hope you understood the fun part. She said, yeah, she liked him. That's why she was talking, right? And he understood that she liked me, so perhaps she is going to marry me. So semantic confusion, a word has a meaning, but different people understand a word differently. So semantic means related to words. Sometimes you guys get in a semantic argument with your mother or with your papa. When they say something and you do it and still there is a problem, you know, you guys do not agree with each other. Let me give you an example. Mummy said, clear up the mess in the house, clear up the mess, I'm going out, and she comes back and you have only tidied your room. So when she comes home, she says, you didn't do what I asked. You say, yes, I did. Look at my room. It's pretty tidied now. So the thing is, semantic confusion is the confusion because of misunderstanding of words. So sometimes you can learn the wrong meaning of a word, and you can also get in a semantic confusion with someone. Thank God everybody is not like him. Okay, lucky you if you didn't come across someone like him. Okay, move on to question number. Okay, we have some more options here. Caused by inner turmoil. What is a turmoil? What is a turmoil? A turmoil is a state of confusion, a situation where nothing is clear. That is called turmoil. Now, this word turmoil is often used with adjectives like political turmoil, social turmoil, emotional turmoil, religious turmoil. Means the situation is not very clear. There are confusions. Like in Syria, what do you see these days in Syria? A political and social turmoil there, right? So inside you sometimes you have got a lot of confusion. Your thoughts are not very clear. Your thoughts are in turmoil. So what is turmoil? A situation where nothing is clear. Everything is in confusion. A turmoil, a religious turmoil. Okay. The next word, semantic confusion, is clear. It is related to the meaning of words. Okay. Caused by inner turmoil. Turmoil is clear to you guys. Now move on to the next. 48. Cavalier treatment. What is a cavalier treatment? A cavalier treatment. The word cavalier describes someone who is arrogant and arrogantly shows disregard for important things. Opposition parties often accuse the government for showing cavalier attitude. Okay. Suppose farmers from some villages go to their MLA and they try to tell him that their problems, but that MLA dismisses those farmers' request or complaints. He doesn't really pay any attention to them. Okay, so what is this attitude? A cavalier attitude. Means not showing respect, not showing sensitivity to others. That is cavalier, because you are arrogant. Okay, so if I say somebody is very cavalier about spending money, what does it mean? That person says, oh, money is not important, it will come back. And it shows negative attitude. The word cavalier has a negative connotation to it. When you describe someone with cavalier, with this term, you are not saying anything nice about them. Okay, cavalier treatment. So what kind of treatment is a cavalier treatment? Is it courteous? Is it haughty and high-handed? Or is it negligent? Or is it affectionate? Or is it expensive? What kind of treatment is called cavalier treatment? After listening to my definition of the word cavalier, I'm pretty sure you guys have come to the conclusion that it is B, haughty and high-handed. If you couldn't, let me explain what these terms mean, haughty and high-handed. Haughty. Haughty people have disrespect for someone who belongs to a lower class than them. They have disrespect for things which are inferior to them. For example, think of a landlord in a village. When he talks to farmers and other people and he shows this attitude, you people, you don't have any meaning, you don't have any value, you don't have any self-esteem. He behaves this way with them. So he's haughty. So in Hindi, you can come to the word ghamandi, ahankari, alright? So cavalier, haughty are synonyms. High-handed. High-handed word is often used with authorities when they use their authority in a very unreasonable manner. insensitive way. Often high-handed word is used here for political dispensation, for our parties, for our governments, and it is often used for our police as well, because they use their authority in a very unreasonable way, in a very insensitive way. So that is high-handed. The high-handedness of the police. Everybody is fed up with the high-handedness of the police in India. Police reforms are a must. Sooner than later, we need it. So this is high-handedness. Haughty, I have explained already to you guys. Now let's move on to the next word, next option. One option I did not talk about, that is A, courteous. What is courteous? Courteous is also an adjective. When you describe someone with this adjective, he is courteous, she is courteous, it means you are saying that that person has respect towards others, shows respect towards others in their behavior, in their conduct, and they are also very polite. Now, when you go to a shop, what kind of staff members would you like to interact with? Courteous staff members, right? You would like to interact with courteous staff members. Absolutely. Okay. Girls, if you invite a boy home to, meet your parents or brothers and sisters, make sure that boy is courteous enough, at least in front of your family members. All right? Polite and showing respect. Yeah, courteous. I hope you understood that word. A courteous reply, a reply which is polite and which shows respect. A courteous reply. Okay. Negligent. Next word is negligent. Do not confuse the word negligent with the word negligible. That's different. Okay? Negligent we are talking about. Negligent means someone who is careless, irresponsible, does not perform his or her duties properly, and that's why creates a problem. That person is negligent, and this quality, this attitude is called negligence. Sometimes you hear about doctors' negligence in government hospitals. It means the doctor did not take full care of the patient. He was not very responsible in his attitude, in his conduct, in his behavior. So that is negligent. Now let me give you an example. Suppose you run a cinema hall, you own a cinema hall. Now you know a cinema hall will accommodate a lot of people. So there should be safety measures there, right? There can be a fire someday or something. So if you have not followed the safety guidelines and you are running a cinema hall, then something happens, you will be accused of negligence, criminal negligence, because your irresponsibility caused this problem, put people's life at risk. So that is negligence, and such people are called negligent. Okay, so I hope you understand. Do you want to be negligent in your duties? Of course not. Okay. Which is the next word, guys? After negligent, we have affectionate. What does affectionate mean? Affectionate. Yes, I know you guys are giving good answers. Good. So, affectionate means someone who shows love and affection. Affectionate. Showing love and affection is affectionate. Okay. Teachers can be affectionate. Children are affectionate. Okay, when I say an affectionate child, what does it mean? That child will show love a lot, like will give you kisses easily, will come and give you a hug. So that child is an affectionate child. An affectionate teacher does not shout at you, right? Talks to you in a very nice way, which makes you feel that my teacher cares about me. An affectionate teacher, right? Here is a nice phrase, an affectionate nickname. Sometimes when you like someone, you call them with a particular word, an affectionate nickname. Like our first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru was given an affectionate nickname, and that was Chacha Nehru. Okay. So, affectionate nicknames. I'm sure you guys have some affectionate nicknames from your parents or friends. No? No problems. I'll give you one. Okay. So, moving on to the next word. Expensive, which costs a lot of money. Okay. iPhones are expensive. 49. An anomalous situation. An anomalous situation. What is an anomalous situation? Is it dangerous? Is it intriguing? Is it unusual? Is it pleasant? Or is it unhappy? An anomalous situation. An anomalous situation, yes, you guys are right. An anomalous situation is unusual. Anomalous means unusual, different from common, different from usual. Anomalous. For example, this year, the month of May so far has seen a lot of rainy days. Normally, you don't see so many rainy days in the month of May. So, we have anomalous weather, in this month of May this year. Okay. So, anomalous means unusual, not common, not usual, okay. Gaurav writes, we have a common affectionate nickname for our each and every friend. Okay, great. Yes, unusual. So, dangerous. An anomalous situation is not dangerous always, okay? Not always dangerous. Sometimes anomalous situation can be dangerous, but it is not always dangerous. Intriguing. Okay, it can be intriguing, but it is not its meaning. Anomalous situations can be intriguing. What does intriguing mean? Intriguing means it makes you curious. You want to know more about it. It makes you interested in it. That is intriguing. An intriguing smile. You want to know the reason behind that smile. Right? Okay. You guys find different things intriguing. When I meet someone, I don't know why, but I find people intriguing. I want to know about them. I find something unusual about them, and that makes me feel interested in them. Intriguing. I find them intriguing, and I feel intrigued. ING adjective there, ED adjective here. People are intriguing to me, and I feel intrigued. Okay. By the way, the verb intrigue is often used for a very special meaning, which is to conspire against someone, to create a situation, a plan to bring somebody down. Okay? Intrigue. Some of his party men are intriguing against him. Some of his party men are intriguing against him. What does it mean? They are intriguing against him. It means they are plotting against him. They are hatching a conspiracy against him. Alright, so intrigue has this meaning as well. Pleasant means you guys know, which makes you happy. Pleasant weather, pleasant smiles, and happy. Alright then. Moving on to question number 50. Posthumous child. Let me tell you that H is silent. H is silent. Posthumous child. So you can pronounce that T as cha as well, and you can pronounce that T as ta as well, no problems. But H is silent. You can pronounce it as posthumous child, or you can also pronounce it as posthumous child. But H is silent, okay? So what kind of child is called a posthumous child? Question number 50. A cranky child, a brilliant child, a physically weak child, an illegitimate child, or a child born after the death of the father. A posthumous child is a child who is born after the death of the father. I'm looking at your answers here, responses here. All right. The right answer is born after the death of the father. A posthumous child. The word posthumous is often used for after death. In the army, in the defense forces, when somebody dies, in the war, they are given some awards, they are given medals, right, after their death. So those medals will be called posthumous medals, right? Because they are given, they are awarded after death. Posthumous. Okay, there is some irony here. When you talk about famous artists, Van Gogh or many other, most of them were very poor when they were alive and nobody cared about their art, their piece of art. Nobody cared about them. But when they died, somehow, often we have seen their art becomes very, very valuable, masterpieces, and they become famous posthumously. Means after death, they become famous posthumously. So a posthumous child is a child born after the death of the father. Okay. Now other options. Option number 1, cranky. Cranky means what? This is the word I want you to Google. Please Google the word cranky and tell me the Hindi in the meaning in the comment. What Hindi do you find of cranky when you Google it? Google the word cranky, everyone. Okay. Most probably you will find very funny words there, but what a cranky child means, I'll tell you. A child who gets annoyed very easily, starts getting upset very easily when you stop that child from doing something. That is a cranky child. If somebody is cranky, they are in a very bad mood. If you stop them from doing anything, if you oppose them even a bit, and they will really become, angry. So they are called cranky. Now cranky word is used to describe roads as well. Roads which are full of twists and turns. Cranky roads. And cranky can be used to describe things which do not work properly all the time. They work, but they sometimes get you in, embarrassing situations. Suppose, you are going to Rajgir with your friends, on the bike, and you guys, what happened on the way, the bike just broke, okay? Then what will you say? Maybe you can call that bike a cranky old bike. Oh, we were coming on his cranky old bike and it just, let us down one more time. Now see the word dheela. Bad-tempered is fine. Bad-tempered is fine, but satya, think about it. Did it match my definition? Cranky child. Can you call a satya bacha? Gopalji, think about it. Komal Verma, think sanki bacha. Would you call a cranky means someone who is very ready to get angry when you oppose them. That is cranky. And I told you a cranky road is full of twists and turns. A cranky car, a cranky bike or cranky anything doesn't work nicely all the time. Works erratically. It means sometimes works, sometimes doesn't work. So that is cranky. Now think which word fits these definitions in Hindi. So guys, my advice to you is, please, when you look up a word, when you want to understand a word, at least once read the definition in English and then go to the Hindi word, okay, the translation. At least you will be able to decide whether that is the correct Hindi or not. I can tell you from my experience that I have not come across one English to Hindi dictionary which can claim to be 100% correct. Not one English to Hindi dictionary I have found till date. online, offline, not one English to Hindi dictionary, bilingual dictionary, which can claim that all the translation words written there, meanings written there are all correct. Impossible. I haven't found even one till date. All right, guys. So, oh, Manisha, you are also here. Good to see you, Manisha. Nice. I see some new names here. Gopalji is here. Manisha is here. Really nice to see you guys. Our regular students are here, of course. Next. Brilliant. High quality, high class, brilliant. Showing, brilliance. Alright, physically weak. A posthumous child doesn't have to be physically weak. Now, I mean, he could become physically weak because in our society still, when a child is born after his father's death, his future is not very much certain, I mean, that a father is the one who provides for the family. So there are a lot of children without papas and their mothers have to work really hard to, look after their children. So, yeah, he could develop into a physically weak child. Try and understand what I'm doing with these sentences. I'm trying to help you establish a relation between the question and the options. Okay, illegitimate. Anything that is illegitimate is not legal, is not acceptable, is not right. Not right for whatever reasons. It goes against the values of society, it goes against law, whatever. An illegitimate child is born outside the marriage. When parents are not married, that child is an illegitimate child. Like Karn in Mahabharata was an illegitimate child. An illegitimate demand, unreasonable demand, something that is not legitimate, right? But unreasonable is just unreasonable. Illegitimate goes beyond that unreasonableness, Okay. So we are moving on to 51 now. Okay, Gopalji, you're not a regular student, 2011 student. I thought Gopalji from Nanda College, one I know. But maybe you are different, Gopalji. You see, the names are very, very common. So it gets me a little bit in confusion, you see. Let's see, question number 51. Feels innervated. Question number 51, feels innervated. What does innervated mean? Innervated, what does it mean? Full of ambition, full of strength, completely exhausted, troubled, full of renewed energy. What do you guys understand by innervated? What does it mean? Yes, innervated means completely exhausted. Completely exhausted. Now, exhausted means very, very tired. I'm sorry about that, guys, but you have to manage with this. Unfortunately, the text color has remained black. I changed it to white in other slides, but here it is still black. Sorry about it, but just manage with it, okay? I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. My mistake. Okay, just let's manage with what we have here right now, okay? I'm reading it for you guys. 51, feels innervated. Maybe you guys can hold your mobile horizontally. That will help you, okay? Feels innervated. When you feel innervated, you feel completely exhausted. You feel absolutely tired, no energy left at all. Imagine on a very hot afternoon in the month of May and you have to walk maybe about 5 kilometers. How would you feel? having no desire to continue, absolutely exhausted. That is enervated. However, enervated can be used in a particular context, which is very, very right for it. When you become tired not only physically but mentally and morally as well. Imagine a woman who has been looking after her husband who is paralyzed for last 15 years. A woman looking after her paralyzed husband for last 15 years. Imagine her mental condition. Do you think she is only physically tired looking after her husband? I think there is more than physical tiredness here. There is mental tiredness, there is moral tiredness. Sometimes she might start to feel that she wants freedom from this, right? So she will feel enervated looking after her paralyzed husband for last 15 years. Yeah, that's a good advice. That's good advice. Increase your phone's brightness for some time. That will definitely help. Okay. So, completely exhausted is the right option. Now, let's understand other words, other options. Full of ambition. When I was growing up, I was not full of ambitions. I didn't have any ambitions actually. Full of strength. A troubled child, a troubled young man, having emotional problems, full of renewed energy. Sometimes what happens, you have been studying for 2-3 hours and you start to feel tired, you want to stop, and then your mummy brings you a cup of nice coffee or maybe a nice cup of tea. And then after drinking that cup of coffee or tea, you start to feel full of renewed energy. You start studying full of renewed energy. Okay, Ricky, you feel enervated after sleeping for 16 hours a day in this quarantine. All right, lockdown rather. You're not in quarantine, you're locked inside your house. Okay. So let's move on to question number 52. Shows perspicacity. Perspicacity. Shows perspicacity. Perspicacity is the word. What does it mean? Sincerity, mental keenness, love, faithfulness, or longing? What is perspicacity? Perspicacity is sincerity. Is it mental keenness? Is it love? Is it faithfulness? Or is it longing? Perspicacity. Okay. Perspicacity is the ability of a person that helps that person understand a situation quickly, understand something quickly, and make a good judgment about it. So this quality is called perspicacity. And those people are called perspicacious. A woman of tremendous perspicacity. A woman of tremendous perspicacity. It means this woman is smart, clever, wise. She understands things very easily, very quickly, and makes good judgment, makes good decisions. So perspicacity is that ability, that quality which helps you understand things fast and make good judgments. A politician with perspicacity or high perspicacity will not make bad decisions in politics, will be successful most probably, right? So perspicacity is that ability. Now, which one do you think is the right option? Sincerity, mental keenness, love, faithfulness, or longing? Yes, we will go with mental keenness. Because this perspicacity is a mental ability, right? Ability to understand something quickly and make good judgments, make good decisions. Absolutely correct, Komal. Perspicacious. Perspicacity. Now some more options. Sincerity. Sincerity means you are not faking anything. Alright, that quality that you are not faking anything. That quality is sincerity. If you are studying with full honesty in the class. Even if you are a slow learner, the teacher will appreciate your sincerity. So honesty is another word for sincerity. What you are doing, what you are saying, you mean it. You are not just doing it to please someone, to make somebody happy. You actually mean it. That quality is called sincerity. Sometimes we give people compliments, but we do not really mean those things that we say. It means those compliments are not sincere compliments. And when you give sincere compliments, then you mean those things that you are saying to someone. Alright then. Sincerity. Alright, this quality is called sincerity, and such people are called sincere. Okay? Sincere attitude. Learn English with a sincere attitude. You are going to be successful sooner or later. Faithfulness. Okay, you do not deceive the person. Mostly used in marriage. Faithfulness. Longing. Longing is the desire, a strong desire to have something. Longing. Sometimes in families what happens, some children do not have, they just fail to get parents' attention the way other children get. They long for their parents' affection. They long for their parents' love. Especially in those stories where there was a stepmother, the child would long for the mother's love. So long is a verb, means to desire. Longing is a noun, something that you want. He is longing for her attention. He is longing for her attention. He badly wants that girl to give him attention. He is longing for her attention. Okay. Sometimes what happens after a breakup, one person moves on and the other person still loves that, his or her partner and longs for his or her company. Okay. So, can we continue after longing? Question number 53. Alright, question number 53. You guys are having fun in the chats, I can see that. Keep it up, okay? This is good. Interaction is so important, and enjoying something that you do is the first condition, prerequisite to be successful. So if you're enjoying your class, definitely you will improve. Question number 53. An unpopular martinet. An unpopular martinet. An unpopular martinet is a candidate. Martinet means what? A candidate, supervisor, strict disciplinarian, or military leader, or discourteous snob. So many new words here. A martinet. Remember the movie Mohabbatein? Think of Amitabh Bachchan. I mean, the most important thing in his life was discipline. Follow discipline. Don't break rules. Such people are called martinet. Someone who is a strict disciplinarian, forces people to follow rules, discipline. Alright. Usually those people become unpopular with, their colleagues. Suppose you are a boss and you are a martinet, then you will be not very popular among your colleagues. And if you are a teacher who is a martinet, then you will not be very popular with the students. So, an unpopular martinet, which option you think is right? A candidate, a supervisor, a strict disciplinarian? Of course, option C is right. Strict disciplinarian. Supervisor. A supervisor is someone whose job is to make sure that people are doing their job properly or something is being done correctly. That person's job is to watch, supervise. Such people are called supervisors. Discourteous snob. Moments ago I taught you the word courteous. Someone who is polite and shows respect. Discourteous is just the opposite. Not polite, not showing respect. Snob. What does a snob mean? Snob is a noun. If you describe someone, he is a snob, she is a snob, it means they think that they are superior, they are better. And you use the word snob to show disapproval. You cannot call somebody snob to give them a compliment. When you do not like them for this quality, then you call them a snob. He is such a snob, means he thinks that he is better than others. Alright? He is such a snob, a discourteous snob. Normally snobs think that they are better because they have more knowledge, they have higher social status, so they find a reason to think they are superior and better. And you don't like it. You don't like this attitude about them, so you call them snobs. Alright then, moving on to question number 54. I'm thinking that I want to finish today, I really want to finish up to 60 because I want to start session 1 tomorrow. Session 1 will not have slides like this. There will be boards. I will be writing, explaining and doing things like this, okay? 54. Gregarious person. A gregarious person. Gregarious. What kind of person is described as gregarious? Outwardly calm, very sociable, completely untrustworthy, or a vicious person? Or self-effacing and timid? Yeah, behind me you can see options like vicious and self-effacing and timid. So these are very uncommon words perhaps for my students. Gregarious person. A gregarious person likes, okay, again, if you look up the word gregarious on the internet, you will find a very funny Hindi. Jhund mein rehne wala. Alright? I will not say it is not correct, but you will not get the right feeling for the word. A gregarious person enjoys people's company. He likes going to parties. He feels not very happy when he has to live alone. His spirit, is high when he has people's company. Gregarious. He will feel happy when he has a few people around him talking to them, So gregarious person enjoys people's company. And that's why a gregarious person is very sociable. Option B. Sociable. Enjoys socializing with people, meeting people, talking to them. And there are some who like solitude. They do not like meeting people. There are two choices for them, go to a party and stay home, they will prefer to stay home. They are people who love solitude. They are not gregarious. Alright? And gregarious people will always choose the option of going to a party rather than staying home. So gregarious person enjoys people's company. A gregarious person. Now outwardly calm. Think of Dhoni. No matter what the situation is, he is outwardly calm. He doesn't show his excitement, his nervousness on his face, on his body language. Outwardly calm. From outside you appear calm. Outwardly calm. Completely untrustworthy. Well, I don't need to explain this. You cannot trust this person. Completely untrustworthy, right? Vicious. When you describe a person as vicious, that person can hurt your image, can say untrue and very bad, horrible things about you. A vicious person. You know what happens? Sometimes I have seen people say that we are in a relationship, two people, they love each other, and after their breakup, they start being so vicious about each other. They start saying such horrible things about each other. They start making each other's image really bad, vicious. You don't want such a person as your partner. Vicious. Self-effacing and timid. Self-effacing and timid. What is self-effacing? Self-effacing means not giving yourself a chance to be in limelight. You prefer to be invisible. There are children in the class, students in the class, they'll do everything they can not to be highlighted. If the teacher asks about some people who know the answers, even if they know the answers, they will try and hide themselves behind another student. Self-effacing means they do not want to be in the limelight. They are very modest. So there is a word sankochi for them. You can call them sankochi, self-effacing. And timid. Timid means not having the courage, right? So darpoke you can use for timid. So a gregarious person is very sociable. A gregarious person is not always outwardly calm, is not always completely untrustworthy. He could be, that depends. He doesn't have to be vicious. He can be, but he doesn't have to be. So the definition of gregarious is sociable, very sociable. I think I will not be able to finish all those 6 words that I wanted to finish up to 60, but I'm pretty sure I'm starting session 1 tomorrow, personality types. So let's end today's session here, guys. I hope you benefited from today's class. You learned some new words. Look, there can be a piece of paper with 100 words on it, okay? And synonyms and antonyms and the Hindi written there. But the problem is it's difficult to take those words to your memory. But when you listen to me describing words like this, and if you listen carefully, of course I'm talking about those who are listening to me very carefully, they will not have to maybe revise and repeat and cram these words, okay? Yes, continue with your reading newspaper practice, and that will be enough, because these words will come there and you will keep coming across these words. That will be enough revision. You don't have to memorize these words. So let's end today's class here. Let's meet tomorrow. Thank you very much for being with me. Let's meet tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Bye-bye, guys.